What it do, what it do. It's your boy Donnell Torres, and we back again with another video, man. So, today's topic, we are talking about dealing with fake managers and promoters, right? This is for all my people that are like in the realm of music entertainment, musician, artistry, producers, etc., whatever have you. So, dealing with fake managers and promoters, right? So when I was coming up, the way you can get shows was if you were to link up with like promoters. So what I used to do, I used to try to go to events in DC. At the time I was staying in Virginia. I used to go to events in DC and go to clubs and try to talk to like promoters and you know, whoever was hosting the event, and try and like get an opportunity to perform. And you know, during those times, man, headset all jacked up. During those times, that was really the only way you can get into like a show or a gig. So I used to try and like link up with like all the promoters and all that, and sometimes it worked. Sometimes I got shows. Sometimes I was able to get a gig, but a lot of the times they would put you in a position where you had like to sell, you know, X amount of tickets and things like that. And that for me, that was considered pay to play, right? Because a lot of the people in that area, a lot of the artists that would try and like get on, or like try to not get on, but try to like do the show, they didn't have a buzz, they didn't have like a local fan base or anything like that, so they would just pay for the tickets. So a lot of the times these promoters, they would just pocket the money. So it's this one company I used to work with, I'm not gonna name it, they're out here, right? They'll have you open up for like some decent sized artists, nothing major, but they'll have you open up for some decent sized artists, but you would have to like pay a certain amount to do it, right? So when you pay the certain amount and then you perform, you would usually perform before anybody got there. So it'll be like maybe like 5 people like in the crowd, and you have to perform for them. And I'll give you guys more of an in-depth kind of like story with that. So I remember one time I did a show, right? And the line was like outside the door. It was for, I forgot who it was for. I think it might have been Currency, the rapper. Currency, it might have been Currency. Who knows? I think it was Currency. Yeah, anyway, so I'll just say Currency for the sake of the video. So he had a long line outside the door. I'm psyched. I'm like, yo, let's get it. I'm about to perform in front of all these people. We lit. So I had to pay like $700 for that, right? I ended up performing. I get on stage and they're not letting anyone in yet. And I'm like, I'm waiting, and mind you, my set, I have like maybe like a 20-minute set, and like 15-20-minute set, and I'm performing. Actually, no, the set wasn't even that long. It was more like 10 minutes. It was like 10 minutes, because I only performed like 2 or 3 songs. It was like 10 minutes that I had. So so I'm like trying to perform, and like nobody's coming in. I see a long line out there, nobody's coming in. They're not letting no one in. They only let like the people that I guess paid extra to do like the meet and greet or something like that. And it's like 5 people in the crowd when there's a big crowd outside. I'm like, yo, like the hell? I get off stage and now the people start flooding in. I'm like, come on, man, seriously? So you know, I got upset. I obviously I got upset about that, and I tried to talk to the manager, and he was just like, oh, you know, since it's your first time, you know, you got to build rapport, da da da. And I was like, man, that's some BS, bro. Like, I ain't for that. And like that whole pay to play thing that's not it. It's really not it. So if you ever come across like a promoter and he's like, yeah, you can open up for this show, you just gotta pay $500, $700. It's not worth it. It is not worth it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Yeah, it's definitely not worth it. And then on top of that, you got managers to deal with. So with managers, that's a whole nother ball game. I had a manager take money from me one time. Sat up there, jacked I gave him, it was like $800 to $1,000 to set up everything for me. I was like, yo man, give me some photo shoots, give me like some professional studio time, because I want to do like videos in the studio, stuff like that, blah blah blah. I gave him $1,000, man. My man took that G and dipped. I haven't heard from him since. But mind you, he was like supposed to be my manager. I was in, you know, I was working with him, you know, and not only that, but he said he was, you know, he was from Virginia. So, you know, and I was out here while I was living in LA. This was like some years ago, but he was like, yeah, man, like we'll definitely get it done. And then I remember I looked on his Instagram. He's working with another artist doing the same thing with the other artist that I asked him to do with me. And mind you, I never seen this other artist before. So I'm like, yo, like what? So, you know, I asked him for the money back. I was able to get in contact. Once I asked him for the money back, he vanished. He disappeared. Danny Phantom, going ghost. Like, he was out. And that, you know, I realized at that point, you know, managers, at the time I really didn't even need a manager anyway, but that goes to show, man, like anybody that try and ask for money from you up front, they're not serious about you. Like they're not. Because if a person believes in you, then they'll be willing to put up their money to work with you. They'll be willing. Not saying that they're going to do it or that they have to do it, but they would be willing to do it. They'll be like, hey, I'll put up, you know, at least go half with you. I'll put up this much, you put up that much, boom, boom, boom. But for the most part, they shouldn't even be asking you for money anyway. If they really mess with you like that. Like that. So always keep that in mind, y'all. Like whenever y'all working with these promoters and managers and all that, watch how they move. If they're like asking you for all this stuff that they shouldn't even be asking you for, that's red flag. And I was too naive at the time to notice the red flag. Crazy. But that goes to show you how people are. You gotta watch people out here, man. People will really try and get one over on you. You gotta watch folks. I had to learn the hard way. A lot of these stories that I give y'all is because I've learned the hard way, man. I've learned the hard way. It ain't fun. It ain't fun at all. So, you know, with that being said, you know, dealing with fake promoters and fake managers, people might hit you up, yo, man. I had one manager, like, I couldn't even reach him. I had a few managers in the day, but it was one guy, I would, like, hit him up, and then I'd be like, yo, we're gonna do, like, a photo shoot, like, next week. And then I hit him up the day before the shoot, I wouldn't hear from him. Hit him up the day of, wouldn't hear from him. The next day, wouldn't hear from him. The next day, hear from him, wouldn't hear from him. Following week go by, didn't hear anything from him. 2 weeks go by, nothing. A month go by. There was a month that went by and this dude did not reply to any of my texts. And you are supposed to be a so-called music manager? How are you supposed to manage an artist when you're not even staying in contact with the artist? Little did I know, he's probably getting high or fucking shooting up some shit. I I don't know. But what is that? What is that? It's just like, it's so many people like that out here. It's so many people like that out here. They want to get over on hungry musicians. Y'all gotta watch yourselves, because when you're a hungry musician, people take advantage of that. People take advantage of starving artists because it's easy, because they know the artist is naive. They know the artist is gonna do whatever they say, because they think that the artist is gonna be like, oh yeah, this person's gonna blow me up, so let me go ahead and listen to them. Nah, that's cap, man. I can go on all day about that, but I'm gonna go ahead and close it out with this, man. Always pay attention to who's around you, and yeah, watch where you step, because these cats ain't worth ish. Yeah. Anyway, man, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and as always, stay true, stay heard. I'm out. Yeah.